keep it under them. Let them do their thing. But you will hear from me again shortly when I do a PSA for a great roleplay. So I hope you all enjoy. You are tuned in to 90.5.
report was the one that really stood out to me of like, oh, this is something that people are going to harp on for the next week, and then the focus wasn't on him stacking the Supreme or stopping the Supreme Court. It was on Trump just being a bully.
Yeah, I don't really know what Trump was going for. I guess he was, like I told y'all during the debate, he was trying to overload Biden, basically overload the system and make him break because of a gaffe. By the reverse effect, it just smothered any chance of Biden actually saying something that would he could exploit,
Yeah, I will say I was watching the NBC town hall with Biden last night, and somebody asked the question of like, during the debate, you kind of got like run over. How do we know that you're going to be able to stand up to like other world leaders? So there was some kind of that, oh, he didn't really do well in the debate against Trump. He got bullied over, but most of the focus has still just been primarily on Trump interrupting people.
Yeah, as based on everything I've seen, the quote of the night was Biden saying, "Will you shut up, man?" That seemed to be the number one takeaway from the debate. Yeah, and the media's already obviously not doesn't have a favorable view of Trump. So yeah, he took a situation that was already not in his favor, but then just heaped on he took a situation that he was already not in an advantageous position, and then just gave the unnecessary. So, in that way, it's kind of disappointing. But I am very interested to see how the vice president debate goes. So Pence is obviously much more measured in his responses and his speeches. So it'll be interesting to see, I guess, what could have been. Because Pence went to most of the speeches in much more. I think he would be doing it measured. I think he would be doing more debate training right then. You're going to see a lot more of a traditional debate situation tomorrow night.
I think that normally the presidential debates are the ones that are about policy and the presidential debates. I mean, nobody really learned anything from Tim Kaine's debate last year, but I think this year this is going to be the debate where the policy actually gets discussed. And I mean, this would be a great time for Pence to come after Kamala Harris on Biden stacking the court, or vice versa, Kamala Harris coming after Pence on Trump's COVID mandate that you didn't really get to see in the presidential debate. So I think the VP debate is actually going to be the debate that might sway people's opinions as opposed to the presidential one.
Yeah, just think that with Trump's recent COVID diagnosis and then already Biden's age being 77, there was some, especially on Biden's side, there was some attention more on Harris as the potential of her taking over from Biden if he has to step down or whatever. Now with Trump's diagnosis, there was some scare about what conditions he was actually in. So now there's going to be a lot more looking at the VPs as would this person be good basically due to a variety of reasons. There's much greater so I think that's about covered that. Moving on to the next big piece of news that we didn't see coming. Trump was diagnosed with COVID-19. What day was it? I don't remember exactly. I believe
I think it was like Monday morning.
Okay. Wait.
No.
It was
Thursday morning.
Thursday. Okay. Yeah, and came down with it, and then was transported to Walter Reed Hospital pretty soon after. I think that was the next day, something like that. Worked from Walter Reed Hospital, and he was discharged. It was either yesterday or today. My days.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay, my days run together. But so obviously there was a bunch of you saw some instances, as you always do, with some very nasty people wishing, bad on Trump, bad on the president with this. But I thought overall the messaging from the White House was, I thought they handled it well, as far as being uplifting. And when Trump was released from the hospital, he released a few tweets talking about, we can't let COVID determine our lives. We can't let it rule us. We have to learn to live with it. And I thought that was a healthy, reasoned message. What are y'all's thoughts as far as how the whole thing was handled? Because it seems like it's, I guess, over.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to know whether it's over or not. 'Cause when Herman Cain unfortunately passed away from COVID, and everybody thought that he was fine, and then suddenly he wasn't. But Trump's got better health care available to him than Herman Cain did. I thought that the message from the White House was pretty good. They were trying to focus more on Trump being healthy rather than the fact that now COVID-19 is running rampant in the White House. It's taken over from New York and California as being the hot spot in the U.S. apparently. And so I think that the White House is trying to pivot away from that focus and focus more on Trump being strong throughout it. It was a weird 24 hours where Trump wasn't tweeting at all. That was a little strange after he usually sends out 20 tweets a day. But I thought that the message was pretty good, although he ruined it today by announcing that there would be no stimulus until the election. So, any goodwill that he built up with COVID just got wiped away pretty quick.
Yeah, I meant to bring that up during the show. Good thing you brought it up. That's an interesting move Trump has done in relation to the relief. Seems like that would be an excellent campaign to go ahead and pass that, and he can campaign on that all the way until November 3rd. But instead, he's keep going.
And it's just giving fodder to the Democrats. They can now just be like, look, you didn't want to give any of y'all relief. So, Nancy Pelosi was out there trying to get y'all stimulus relief, and Trump walked away from the table. So, I don't know if this is just some kind of a bluff, raising the red flag in front of the school and trying to get it to charge at them. But it just doesn't look like it's going to pay off at the end with such little time until the election.
I guess maybe he's trying to hold it off until close to the election and get more of a bump. But it just seems there's way too much of a downside to this move to offset that bump if he does pass it before November 3rd. Because then it adds a whole nother complexity of Biden wins in November, because then you have all the Republicans who just sitting around stopping him from, it'd just be a mess. Now, here's an interesting question. So, let's assume Trump fully recovers, which by all accounts it looks like he will. But let's suppose he, fully recovers. The next presidential debate is what, 2 or 3 weeks from now, I believe. A week from this week. No, I believe the 17th or so. I have to double check. So, how will they handle the next debate, seeing as how Trump has had it, Biden hasn't? Will they go through any extra precautions, or will they consider fully over it and therefore not risk?
I don't know. I think that they'll probably pay a good deal of attention to it and won't just, toss it off to the wayside. I can imagine that they'd just be like, oh yeah, it's all good, and just come out here. I think you'll see plexiglass and maybe even mask mandated for when the candidates are talking, or rather not talking. So that, coupled with all the new restrictions that they were planning on putting in place, this second debate's going to look a lot different than the first.
Yeah, I didn't think about the whole plexiglass thing. That could definitely be a thing that's implemented. So let's see, just real quick, the second presidential debate will be October 15th. So it'll be next
was a lot. It was basically one of the big points coming out of that debate was how badly she got Biden on a lot of issues and addled him, from what I remember. So he will backpack on that and try to put a wedge between Harris and Biden. That'll be something. Harris is probably going to try to get a lot of quips in, a lot of zingers, a lot of things that can be sound bites for the next week, because that seemed to be kind of her thing during the debate, primary debates was.
I remember that. Yes, she had all these. They were obviously, pre-rehearsed, scripted sound bites that she would find out how to pop into the conversation.
Yeah, almost like Rubio did during the 2016 primary debates.
Robot Rubio.
Robot Rubio.
It's Rubio. That was some good times.
Who would have thought that the 2016 and 2012 Republican primaries would have been pretty normal in politics compared to now?
I know every time. Just imagine what 2024. Okay,
about it during 2012. Just be like, why can't they just shut off the mic? Like,
Yeah,
at some point, we just got to focus on what's actually going on here.
that would go a long way. Do it, just leave it on. If they start doing what Trump did, just straight news. knows exactly what he's getting into, and he's got the discipline and the will to stick to the plan and perform the way they've been strategizing for, I'm sure, quite a while. Yeah, Pence is, every time I've seen him, he's been almost exactly the same as the previous time. He doesn't really change a whole lot. He's very, very consistent. Very consistent, which honestly makes him a good foil for Trump, who's very bombastic, and we don't know which Trump will get these days. Oh no, you know what Trump is getting. There's consistency there, but it's a different type of consistency. I guess so. Yes. So, Michael, who do you think will win?
I think it depends on which Kamala Harris comes out. I agree with y'all. Pence is consistent. Pence is going to be Pence. He's going to be mild mannered in a way. But if the Kamala Harris that comes out during the first debate, the first Democratic primary debate comes, then it's going to be a win for Kamala Harris, and it's where she's just on top of it. She's taking control. She's kind of determining where the conversation goes. I think she'll win the debate. If it's the second one where she got caught off guard by Tulsi Gabbard, then I mean that attack by Tulsi Gabbard just put her off her game and it eventually ended her campaign. Then I think that it'll be a win for Mike Pence. But I also wouldn't be surprised if it's just a straight even tie. They're both pretty good debaters. Pence has less experience debating on the national stage. This will only be his second debate because he didn't run for president in 2016. He wasn't on the stage for the Republican primaries. But the advantage is that this is not his first vice presidential debate like it is for Kamala Harris. So I could really just see this being a straight even tie, and both candidates coming out looking better on the other side of it.
I think I think that straight even tie and
Yep.
All right, well, we've got any closing thoughts or anything else?
Let's see. I mean, y'all think that the nomination of Amy Coney Barrett is still going to go on schedule with a couple of key members of the Judicial Committee getting sent out with COVID?
I think it's possible. Now, I wouldn't suspect a week ago. But a lot changed.
I think that the Democrats can argue that you can't do a Supreme Court nomination virtually, even though that there's been a couple of times that the Judiciary Committee has met via, online conference, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, whichever one they use. I'm sure they've got some nice, really encrypted video chat that they go to. But they've done that for a couple of previous judicial nominees, mostly circuit court. Man, my tax professor's going to be mad at me for not remembering that one. But it's the Supreme Court, and that's a lifetime nomination to the highest court. So I don't know. I think that you've got to meet in person for this. So it'll be interesting to see if they can get all those members healthy before the debates start up.
Yeah, and real quick, apparently the House, let's see, back in late September, right around when Barrett was nominated, a representative, Democratic representative, obviously, introduced a bill to put an 18-year limit on Supreme Court justices, basically an 18-year term. I find that the timing of that very interesting, given where everything is right now.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I am not opposed.
I'm not
to
knee-jerk opposed to it,
to term limits for Supreme Court justices. I just think it's sadly hilarious that now is the time that the Democrats are introducing that. But it is what it is, I suppose.
Yep.
All right, well,
Yeah, I'd rather have term limits for the Senate than term limits for the Supreme Court. That's just me.
I can see the argument in that. I might agree with you. I have to think about it some, but I think term limits for the Senate.
I think just term limits in general would be a good thing to start looking at for a lot of positions.
Just of course. Yeah, you know.
There's no reason Nancy Pelosi should still be the Speaker of the House all these years.
That's
She's been in it like 20, 30 years now?
at least. There's a lot of reasons a lot of people in DC don't still be there.
There's a lot of reasons that just about everyone in DC should be there.
Yes.
All right. Well, it has been a great time talking with you, Michael. Thank you for coming on. We'll definitely have you back in the future to talk about whatever the crap happens between now and the future. Because who even knows? We couldn't even predict the presidential debate next week. If ET shows up, I won't be surprised.
We'll have him on the show.
Come on in, man. Welcome. All right. Well, let's go to a quick PSA break, and when we come back, we'll have on Jonathan Duvall to give us another
Want to hear talented musicians perform for free? Go to the Hugh Hodgson School of Music student recital and support UGA musicians. For more information and a calendar of events, visit www.talented.uga.edu.
Every day, approximately 123 Americans die by suicide. With a focus on musicians, UG Space advocates for and helps to alleviate the suffering of those living with broken lungs and fights to end the stigma surrounding mental illness. If you or someone you know are struggling, you are not alone. Call 706-227-1515 to set up an appointment with a counseling advocate present. 1 in 5 individuals experience mental illness in their life, and we are always here for you. If you are interested in finding out about additional services, more information can be found at ug.org.
What if we could create video game music, but without any video games? Could you imagine such a world? Hello, this is DJ National Disaster, and welcome to my TED Talk. With the power of the internet, this radio station, and my inability to obsess over anything else, we could make this dream a reality. Playing at 1 to 2 p.m. on Fridays, with all your favorite chiptune tunes with DJ Matrix. At 5:30 to 6 p.m. on Mondays, some original content by local artists, yours truly, including the song playing right now.
All right, we are back live in State Student Center
Yes,
on
this
90.5 FM.
this is Say What You Will on WOG 90.5
Just a
FM.
quick reminder, these are our opinions only. They're not endorsed by WOG 90.5 FM, or they bear no relation to the station itself.
It's just me. It's just no warranty expressed or implied. And we have on our regular guest, Jonathan Duvall. Jonathan, how's it going?
Going good. How are you guys doing?
Great. It's been a crazy week. Trump
Yes, he did a good job, and I know that everyone wants to have it look at the bar was so low, but I actually think he did as good as others would have. He made a few gaps, like we said, but overall, I think maybe one or two less gaps or no gaps at all. I think he'd be on track. That's my advice.
Trump basically the same thing, just he needed to come back and not be so in space. And like, I think it was the second debate with Hillary Clinton in 2016 that Trump really had that forceful, in-your-face debate style, but he wasn't constantly talking, constantly interrupting, being a wall of sound. And this one, he was just being aggressive and just always talking. It didn't help his image, in my opinion. You just need to bring it back a few notches, dial it back. I mean, not as talkative for these few sound. And for Biden, to me, sometimes he looked like he was tired. I guess it would be tiring being there's a lot of this, a lot of debates.
if I could ask you, because I have my own criticism of both of them, but I want to start with Trump because you two are more on the right. Would you say that or at least my two that I focused on after the debate was over and I thought about it, was the condemning of white nationalists, that straightforward question that I think he sidestepped in a way, and the Hunter Biden attack, which to me, well, I looked it up because when he said, Hunter Biden, this, that, and the other, I didn't focus more on his, as Trump did, more focus on his getting money from foreign governments, more on him getting kicked out of the military for cocaine. And I did look that up, and actually the debate was still going on. I was on my phone and go, I guess that's right. And I looked up my friend and I said, what does this have to do with Joe Biden? Like, okay, let's say Trump's right, that Hunter Biden was kicked out of the military for cocaine use. What does that have to do about his father? So these 2 points, I just want to get your opinions on, was he in the right with both these, or what do you think of those 2 points? The whole answer for the white nationalists condemning and the Hunter Biden.
To me, didn't answer the
That's the thing, though, and I'm not saying this is the dominant, I'm just saying I was wanting to make sure you knew the term, so if I used it, maybe we should try to viewers at home, listeners at home, they know the term. Okay, because I've heard people say, what's that? But I feel like in the past he has might not, I don't want to get into the whole debate if the Cowboys are a white nationalist group or white supremacist group. I know there's two distinct things, but I don't know if it's a group that he would want on his side per se, and it's weird that it kind of diverted into that specific group instead of an overall condemnation, but I don't know
I think
why.
he referenced that specifically because Biden specifically mentioned it.
right. Trump heard the name and grabbed it and ran.
Just an important point, though, to a interesting fact: the current president or leader, whatever their term is for the Proud Boys, is an African American. So do with that what you will. But continue your train of thought.
Can I really go off on that? Because I've seen that go around, and I think that's almost like saying I can't be racist to have a black friend. Our president's black, we can't be racist or have racist members. But I don't think the Proud Boys are racist. I just think that they're very right-wing extreme in a way. I think they are just like the Tea Party was a response to the laissez-faire kind of Republicans. The Tea Party was an extreme point of that. I think that the Proud Boys are a response to Antifa and that, hey, these are all these violent left-wing groups. While we have a kind of violent, or at least standoffish, strong standoffish group on the right. But
Yeah, I think someone described it as they're not white supremacists or white nationalists, but they're more of a right-wing,
chauvinist
right-wing
is what I've heard.
Antifa.
Yeah.
They're more of they're a group of people, mostly guys, who see Antifa and say we need to just get together and do something about that.
Or do something like that in
Do something
some way.
like that, yes. Which I don't think is the
But-
right, well, to be clear, I don't think that's the right course of action. But just, that seemed to be that seemed to be a good take, in my opinion.
And what do you guys think about the Hunter Biden pick there? I know these are two terrible points, and we can bring up some of the very silly things Biden said.
He took the
Okay. And I just want to, unless you want to continue the point or something else I want to bring up about the debate before we probably should move on to COVID, but what do you guys think?
No, I think I think at one point Trump was both
Yeah, it's weird to see a president kind of take this stance like he has. I can't think of a debate recently, the 2016, the 2008, 2012, where families brought into it and go, you got some bad family members, and it kind of reflects on you, which we say all the time, I guess, in regular dealings, like, person to person, or hopefully not too regular, but as a presidential debate where it's about issues, it's weird to see that be brought up, especially by Trump, but it's not too surprising because it's Trump. I mean, yeah. But I was gonna bring up this. Sorry.
No, keep going.
I wanted to bring up the issue of muting mics and what you guys thought about that. If there is another debate, which there should be, what do you think about the muting mics rule that they might put in?
I think that's basically the only way, if Trump comes to debate like he did last debate, that's the only way to kind of get things back in order.
Okay, I'm going to take the opposite view. I'm not like 100% opposed to it, but I would prefer no mic running because I think both parties should be free to conduct themselves how they want, and then people can judge based on that because the Trump doing what he did is itself I
I said Biden will have one big meltdown that will get interrupted. That's wrong.